Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry, and I return once more to the Fabled Lands, where Lorga is ready to set out on another adventure. It would seem that he has completed all his current goals, and I have a rough plan for a course of action for him, and it will involve getting rid of this officer's pass. Do I want what? No, I'm okay for those right now. This does not get equipped. Okay, so that's a lot of shards, so I've got to be careful. For now though, I'm heading northwards. Ah, a sword. That's alright. I will sell that at the nearest opportunity. So far, so good. Ah! A donation from a priest. Delightful. Now, Karambaru is a military town. I'm sure they will have a use for a spare sword. They also might have some nice, useful weapons that I could purchase. Right, so one thieves' tools compass. Compass and wand. Yeah, okay. So there's that wand I could have had free, but I took the money instead. And a compass. There we go. Can I sell this here? No! Interesting. I should probably be looking into some kind of well, looking into finding some kind of place where I can sell these things. Also, yeah, I should probably go down to Yellowport or Marlock to get those, but I don't quite have the money yet. However, now, we're looking pretty good here. So, let us head up the northern road. Hope nothing too bad happens. Oh, we lost a bit of money gambling. That's alright, we have loads. Well, we've spent loads. We'll go up the main road and see if we find any wolves. No wolves. That's good because our carrying capacity is low. We could go into the eastern foothills, but I'm not going to do that. I think that's something I will save for another character, like a priest or minstrel type of bardic character. Let's go to the citadel of Velas Corin. You arrive at the Pass of Eagles, a thin chasm sliced right through the spine of Harkoon, as if Turnai himself had split the mountains with his sword. A vast citadel has been built right across the southern end of the pass, bottling it up so that none can travel into Saqqara without passing through the castle. Its white walls and flag-top towers shine brightly in the sunlight. The main gate is guarded by the Knights of the Northern Shield, the permanent garrison of the citadel. I shall attempt to enter. How do you intend to enter? I have an officer's pass, damn it, and you will let me through. The citadel is a vast complex of corridors and doors, a fortification of breathtaking sophistication. Huge cisterns are driven into the bedrock of the mountains and hold enough water for a year or more. The citadel also encloses a large, open-armed field, given over to agriculture. Sorry, I'll read that again, that was rubbish. The citadel also includes... Blah! The citadel also encloses a large and open-armed... Oh, it's just not my night, is it? Okay, let's try again. The citadel also encloses a large open-armed field given over to agriculture. Great nets are spread across the towers to defend against aerial attack from mannequin people. The garrison, the Knights of the Northern Shield, is the best Saqqara has to offer. The local gossip is that a large army led by General Belladai is camped to the north. This army of the Northern Alliance consists of warriors of the Horde of the Thousand Winds, Mannequin people, some Trow and Sakaran troops still loyal to King Nergan, ruler of Sakara before Grieve Marlock and his new order took over. And if you remember, I did say that Lorga would be likely to be siding with Marlock this playthrough, because he's a military man and appreciates the general being a strong, authoritative figure in control and command of the situation. The commander of Fort is Orin Talana, newly appointed by Grieve Marlock. Well, we have no reason to see the commander. Oh, could we get a mission to assassinate him for the loyalists? Let's go north to the steppes. And this is the same description. They didn't take our officer's pass, damn it. Oh well. Let's head to Belladai's camp. You're in between the Gemstone Hills and the citadel of Velis Corin. A vast army has made camp near here, some miles north of the citadel. It is alive with activity. Caravans of supplies and camp followers are everywhere. You learn that it is the army of the Northern Alliance, led by General Belladai. Belladai was the commander-in-chief of King Corin of Sakara's army before Grieve Marlock usurped his throne. Now the new king in exile has made an alliance with the Horde of the Thousand Winds, the Trow and the Mannequin people of Sky Mountain. Together they hope to take the citadel and put the king back on the throne. Isn't he dead? Oh, the new king is... Is Nergal the new king of it? No, he is the new king. Okay, that's right, yeah. They are readying themselves to march south and lay siege to the citadel, but the citadel is supposed to be invincible. Well, let's visit the camp while we're here. The camp is huge. Nomad warriors, winged mannequin people, soldiers of the King of Sakara and, at night only, many Trow rub shoulders here. At the center of the camp is a wooden stockade, where General Belladai and the other leaders of the army have their tents. This is well guarded. There are plenty of armorers and weaponsmiths here, buying and selling for the army. Guess what? You ain't buying my instruments. You are, however. Ooh, hello. 4194. Okay, this is objectively better with the possibility of the low end damage. No, that's quite a bit better. One lower on the low, two higher on the high. Yeah, that's a good weapon. No idea where it is. But the Shadar. That'd be something to do with the fairy folk, wouldn't it? Full plate armor would be lovely to get hold of. Okay. Do you have any nice things to sell? Right, I see. Ah, there we are. So far, pretty basic equipment. Yep, pretty basic equipment. Nothing too special here. You know what? We have a crossbow bolt. Might as well get ourselves a crossbow. Because that slot's sitting empty. Alright, we can explore. It's an easy matter to get around the camp. You are one among many attracted to the economic opportunity an army represents. Assassinate the general tonight, visit General Belladai. I have neither of those. But I could be on an international mission of espionage here if I'd climbed some mountains and gone to Marlock City and done a few more things. Let's head into the Gemstone Hills. It's on the way to this big settlement over here. You're strolling through an area of low rolling hills, the Gemstone Hills. They are lush and green and covered in woods. It is strangely quiet. There are no birds singing in the trees and you see no woodland animals. Well, let's make a magic roll. Okay then. You come across a tall stone slab set into the side of a hill. A rune has been carved on it, which you reckon to be the mark of the Trow, creatures of the underworld. Well, they seem to only come out at night, and they are part of the army, so let's just knock on the slab and say hello and see what they want and who they are. You rap upon it and the stone slab slides open, revealing a yawning black hole. Two dark figures, blacker than night itself and wreathed in shadow, jump out. Wreathed in shadow. Wreathed in shadow would be like wearing a wreath about their heads, whereas wreathed in shadow would be fully surrounded by it. So, all you can make out are their red glowing eyes and huge silvery grins like crescent moons that split their shadowy faces. You realize they are Trow, delvers in the dark, the fairy goblin folk of the underworld. Ooh, a human. What fun, says one in a deep voice. Apparently I have some fairy mead in my backpack, which I haven't been able to get rid of for a while. Glad I didn't just pour it on the ground as libation to the gods. You step back involuntarily as they reach for you with supernatural speed, night-black talons questing for your throat. Then they freeze. I smell fairy mead, says one. Well, it's going to be mine then, says the other. Oh no, says the first, it's my turn. You put the jug of fairy mead onto the ground. The Trow look at it. Then they look at each other, giving each other a feral grin. They rush together and shadowy battle commences. It seems like they've forgotten about you. Where will you go now? I could go into the Trow hole. Or leave. Well, we're already living dangerously. As soon as you step into the hole, you feel strangely lightheaded, as if you were in a dream. Nothing seems quite real. It is lit by a dull reddish glow, although where the light is coming from you cannot tell. It is as if the very air were aglow. It smells damp, musty and spicy all at once. You proceed down a tunnel that slopes steeply downward into the bowels of the earth. It soon branches into a veritable maze of tunnels, and this was published originally before Lords of the Earthflame. Although I'm getting that kind of vibe, as in the you're doomed, humans are weak, and you cannot win or survive vibe. Oh no. It's not long before you get completely lost. You struggle on in a dreamlike state, unsure where you're going and where you've been. Roll a die and add 1. In that case, how can I get a 1? 4 or above. Ooh, so this could actually be bad. You come out into a large cavern. Radiating from it are 4 more tunnels. Above each tunnel, a plaque is set engraved with Trow runes. You try to decipher them, and probably fail. You have no idea what the runes say. You also know that you will never find your way back the way you came. Which tunnel will you go through? There's 4 tunnels. I only have 2 options here. I will go to tunnel number 1, please. You follow the underground passage until you emerge on the surface. Well, I am fortunate then. Oh no! You are walking through the Bronze Hills. Virtually the whole area has been given over to mining. Everywhere quarries and mine shafts abound. It is a horrible expanse of torn up earth, hardly any areas of green are left. Great heaps of excavated rock leached of their useful minerals mar the landscape. You find a quarry that is open to the public. That is to say, if you pay 50 shards, you can dig for an hour in the silver mine. I'm not going to do that. So I've ended up all the way down here by Karan Baru. I suppose I could go there and purchase a potion of magic and of scouting and go up. Ooh. Or what I could do, go up the main road, take some damage, head to the Citadel of Velis Corin, say, I have an officer's pass, let me through, and go north into the steppes. So I'll go to Beladai's camp, and the Gemstone Hills. This time, if I find the stone... Yeah, I don't find it. The Gemstone Hills seem deserted. You spot neither hide nor hair of anything. That's great. I'll go to Yarimura. Yarimura is a young city. Its buildings are finely constructed houses of wood and stone with pagoda-style roofs. The clan of the White Spear, exiles from the east, rule the city. 100 years ago, civil war raged in Akatsurai. The clan was forced to flee in its ships to the west. Unable to find refuge in Sukara, the clan founded Yarimura, the clan's fiercely loyal samurai warriors easily suppressing the local nomad tribes. The current daimyo, the chief of the clan, is Lord Tomonosu. He dreams of the day he will return to Akatsurai as shogun of the empire. To leave Yarimura by sea or to buy and sell ships, visit the harbour master at the sea barrier. To buy or sell cargo, visit the silk market. Now, why would we leave by boat when there's the dangerous waters that make it very difficult to sail around here? Well, there's something here on the map called the Isle of Mystery. And it can't be very mysterious if it's on the map now, can it? It looks like it might be just out here. No, I don't want to do that. I want to check. Passage to Yellowport. So I'd need to buy a ship and go looking for it. Let us not do that. Let's go to the... You still won't buy my things! Lockpicks for 300, you say? Objective completed. Right, well, we'll have those. And we'll swap these. And see if... No, you won't buy it either. What do you want to buy? So, oh, we can get these from the south. These are high-end items. We do not have such items. Okay. Let us visit the temple. Tambu, the great spirit of the plains people, has a temple here. The invaders, however, have brought the religion of Akatsurai with them. Their temples can be found in the Plaza of the New Gods. The Plaza of the New Gods is a large oval, the floor of which is covered in a mosaic of multicolored bricks that depicts a woman whose face shines like the sun, the chief goddess of the pantheon of the Akatsurai. Around the oval are several magnificent temples. Their mirrored spires and gabled pagodas sparkle in the sun. Many people throng the plaza. Priests and holy men, hawkers and hucksters, samurai and nomads. You learn a little about the gods of Akatsurai from them. In the plaza there are temples to Nizoderu, goddess of the rising sun, and queen of the other gods. Jontoku, lord of war. Nai, sender of earthquakes, and Amanushi, master of the night. You also hear a rumor that the Temple of Nisoderu is looking for a courageous adventurer to help them with a task. Well, we certainly appear to be courageous. The Temple of Nisoderu, goddess of the rising sun, is built around an open courtyard with a great shrine in the middle, covered in lit candles. Inside, 100 nuns dressed in flowing white robes and wearing elaborate wide-brimmed hats sing a continuous chant in praise of her. The goddess is depicted everywhere as a beautiful woman with a face that shines like the sun. She represents not only the sun, but piety, faith, and purity. The nuns of Nisoderu are skilled in the ways of petitioning the goddess to bring the dead back to life. The high priestess can give you an audience. Absolutely. I probably can't afford a resurrection deal, so let's just visit the High Priestess. The High Priestess is covered from head to toe in bright white silks. All you can see are her eyes like twin orbs of amber. She tells you that the Mirror of the Sun Goddess, a holy relic of the temple, has been stolen. She believes it has fallen into the hands of a steppe nomad, one of the Horde of the Thundering Skies, and asks that you retrieve it from them. In return, the temple will reward you. Only a holy man or woman is worthy enough to handle the mirror, she adds. Well, we shall accept this quest, knowing full well that our sanctity is moderately okay. Let's return back to the city. Let's recover. You find an inn called the Nomad's Rest. It costs you 1 shard a day. Each day you spend here you can recover 1 stamina point if injured, up to the limit of your normal unwounded stamina score. You hear a fireside tale about a tomb robber who tried his luck at looting the City of Ruins, an ancient Shadar capital, where the sword of the Shadar might possibly be found. He carried a flag or banner of the Shadar, and this was some protection, but not enough, for he was driven quite mad by the gibbering ghosts that are said to inhabit the ruin. Meaning, if we wish to go there, we will need to be very prepared. Oh, so, hang on, I've healed up, but I want to absolutely... No. Automatic? Gossip? Interesting. Yaramura's streets and plazas are cosmopolitan indeed. Finely dressed samurai swagger and strut alongside nomad traders from the plains and merchants and mercenaries from Sakara and Golnir. This is a city where east meets west. The clan of the White Spear, however, governs it with a rod of iron. Yaramura is in a perpetual state of readiness for war as the... Yaramura is in a perpetual state of readiness for war as the armies and fleets of Akatsurai constantly seek to seize the city for the Empire. For the Empire! Thieves' Kitchen sounds like a bad place. You might get robbed. Let's visit the Tower of Bakan instead. The Tower of Bakan is a tall, forbidding structure. You knock on the gargoyle-adorned doors and are shown into a dark, shadowy room. You sit at a table at the far end of which squats a misshapen form wreathed in voluminous robes and indistinct in the darkness. I am Bakan, rasps a voice. As you watch, the robes begin to shift and rustle as if changing shape. After a few minutes, the voice speaks again, sounding quite different this time. I have been cursed. Every hour my form changes at random into hideous shapes and creatures that would blight your soul if you were to look upon them. But do not fear, for I will not hurt you. Bakan has searched for ways to deal with curses for many years. If you are cursed, such as the curse of the Shadar, Bakan can remove it from you, but it will cost you 100 shards. You look a brave sort, Bakan croaks. Oh. You look a brave sort, Bakan croaks. I need a witch's hand and some parrot fungus, if I am to lift my own curse. Bring me these things and I will reward you. Possibly with a permanent stat upgrade. Let's accept the mission. Very well. I shall depart. So I have new quests. The Curse of Bakan is... Selenium Wand. Okay. And the Mirror of the Sun. Gain a rank regardless of profession. There has been some discussion on the forums for this game recently about the idea of dual professions, creating a character with 2 classes and therefore being able to rank up from the quests associated with both classes. Now, this idea originated from the original gamebooks, where people didn't like the fact that a lot of the quests were designed for specific classes, like the House of the Priests down in Marlock City, where we could go and get the quest to go up to the mountains and free Sulvaneris in the previous episode. That was probably priest only, which would mean that the priest would get the +3 health bonus and other careers wouldn't. But then in the books you'd gain a d6 health every rank instead of just 2 health. So, but you know, certain things were set aside for certain classes for the first 1 or 2 books, and then after that they just kind of opened it up for everyone. I'm essentially already doing that. Lorga here is definitely part-timing as a priest. You know, he is fulfilling a priestly role as well as that of a warrior. A warrior priest is a popular hybrid character, and while I would have liked to do it for priest, the 4 points of combat advantage the warrior has seems to make the warrior far more suitable than the priest for this role. We should probably try and get Sanctity a little higher though. Alright, I'm going to leave the city and go to the Villa of Hordef. The Villa of Avar Hordef is a white marble structure built in the Atikalan style, fortified walls surrounding an open inner courtyard. As you approach, an armed guard stops you at the gate. Atikalan does not sound like it's something to do with Akatsurai. It sounds more Greek, if anything, like Attica. Avar Hordef is not home, he says gruffly. Go away. Your little choice but to do just that. There's not much you can do in broad daylight. Oh! So, if in Yarumura we went to the palace, we might gain some reason to go to the Villa of Hordef. Then again, the Trade Guild. The Merchants Guild is a domed building of red stone. Inside, rich tapestries and fine furnishings attest to the wealth and power of the gold in Yarumura. Here you can bank your money for safekeeping or invest it in guild enterprises in the hope of making a profit. I don't have enough money to really do that kind of thing. Alright, let us depart. I fancy visiting the village of Vodya. Or Vodva. No, it looks like a Y. Should I go for the Cliffwood? Well, it's right outside the city. I might as well. I mean, it doesn't seem to quite stretch this way, but I see the trees and I'm like, yeah, it's on the way. The Cliffwood is a pleasant tract of woodland. Birds sing in the trees and the air is fresh and bracing. You find a cottage in a clearing in the wood. An old nomad woman who lives there offers to read your fortune with regard to a particular question for 10 shards. Let's ask about the City of Ruins. The woman stares into a bowl of blue-coloured glass for some minutes, then whispers as if in a trance. There is wealth ahead of you, or death. Seek for a way forward in the pyramid. You will suffer a calamity, but do not despair. All is not lost. Then she slumps forward, suddenly asleep. So, let's avoid going there. Oh, I have to go back to Yarumura to go. Oh, that's not fun. Oh well, up to the village of Vodya. It has a great name. You are far to the north. The lands here are covered with snow most of the year round, but well forested with hardy fir trees. Smoke curls into the frosty sky from a nearby village. Further north, the peaks at the edge of the world dominate the horizon, grim and indomitable. They are completely impassable in these parts. To the west, the steppes stretch away as far as the eye can see. Eastward, rocky cliffs lean over the gold-grey sea. The village is called Vodya. The people stare at you in amazement as you walk into the main square. They seem a pale, unhealthy lot, dogged by some terrible worry, their faces drawn and pinched. Then they pull their furs around them and hurry off, slamming doors and windows until you are all alone, save for a young boy that gazes at you wide-eyed. Above the village is a tall hill, upon which squats a dark and windswept keep which dominates the land. You ask the boy what's going on. He just turns and looks up at the grim iron-grey keep and whispers dolefully, "The Lady Nastasia. Kashuf's got her, but he won't stop hurting us until she promises to marry him. But she won't. No, she won't. How could she marry the one who killed her father? Oh, I'm going right up there." Probably going to get the shit kicked out of me. Is that the edge of the map? It looks like the edge of the map. You climb a knocky, wind-blasted path up the hill. The icy gusts that howl around the hill chill your bones, and the grim grey keep that looms over you chills your soul. 2 massive iron-bound doors are set into its featureless walls. No guards stand beside the gate, and no one appears at the battlements. Let us knock upon the doors! The doors are opened by an old man with long white hair hanging to his shoulders. He steps aside and gestures for you to enter, looking at you with frightened eyes. You step into a hall of grey stone with blood-red banners hung on the walls. Don't mind... Oh, hang on. This is Vodya? Don't mind old Kevar, my butler, booms a voice from the back of the hall. He's a bit simple, but it's difficult to get good staff these days. With that, the voice dissolves into laughter. A man steps from the shadows of the back of the hall. He is tall, built like a blacksmith, and completely bald. His eyes are a bleak, piercing green. He is dressed in ornate red and black lacquered armor, and holds a huge battle axe. My name is Kashuf, called the Deathless. I guess you are to be one of those fools come to rescue the Lady Nastasia. Ha ha ha! He falls into paroxysms of laughter once more. He wipes a tear from his eye and then straightens up. Well, let's get on with it. I have no time for you unless you're here for a fight. If this is like Koshai the Deathless, we need to go and find his heart, which would be in a needle, inside an egg, inside a duck, inside a hare, inside, I think it's a goose or a swan, in a bird's nest at the top of a tree, and we need to befriend the bear to knock the tree down. Look, it's been like 15 or 20 years since I last went over like the many Koshai the Deathless stories. However, suffice it to say, his heart is not in his body, and he cannot be killed until his heart is destroyed. So let's just leave, and maybe I can return. Please say that I can return. Oh, I can. Lovely. Let's go to the Gemstone Hills. Let's avoid the nomad camp of death and failed charisma checks. We've failed a magic roll. That's fine, but it is something we do need to improve upon. Let's go this way. You're walking across the plains, a featureless expanse of seemingly endless grasslands. Ah, we discover an old ruin. Probably a bad thing. Night is falling, and it becomes ever more cold as the last of the sun's warmth leaves the great steppes. You stumble across an ancient ruined tower. There is little left of roof, but you manage to huddle in a corner which shelters you from the cold wind. And imagine it's Skyrim! You sleep uninterrupted for a few hours, but are awoken by a rustling sound. At first you see nothing, but then you manage to make out 2 small red lights a few feet away from you. Then another 2. Then 4 more. You realize they are not lights, but fiery red eyes, just as a fireball is thrown into the floor by one of these creatures. The fireball lights up the whole ruin. You can see you are surrounded by redcaps, a particularly unpleasant type of goblin. Oh! You remember what you were taught about redcaps. They are found in old ruins where great battles have been fought in the past. The more blood spilt during the battle, the happier the redcaps are. They delight in carrying out murderous acts so they can dye their caps with the freshly spilt blood of their victims. The only way to drive them away, short of killing them that is with the holy texts of the gods. Well, let's try. Oh dear. Oh, we're not dead. Brilliant. You cannot remember the rituals for dealing with these creatures. The Redcaps have you cornered, and you have no choice other than to fight them. They carry pike staffs in their hands, and great talons grow from their fingertips. Their long spiked teeth are dripping with saliva. Coarse hair grows from their heads and falls over their shoulders like wire. 4 of them closed with murderous intent. 4?! Oh, this'll be tough. Will this be the end of our warrior? I don't know, but I think we're going to use a lot of those healing potions if we get the chance. Hello, Redcaps. I like this spot. I like it a lot, and I will end my turn. Come at me, many foes. I have tactical assessment. Buh! It reverts it! Wow. We're so screwed. Hello, my enemy! Stay a while and die! Nice! Still get it. Wait. What happened? It goes up? Okay, so I'm still getting my bonus here. And I'm reasonably healthy. How much are these going to hurt? Quite a bit. That's good. I can take... Potion! Potion time! Alright, now I'm not getting the bonus, but... Potion again. And a potion. These things know how to fight. Especially this little bugger. I no longer feel safe in this land. The Redcaps lie dead at your feet. You find that one was carrying a small sack. Inside you find a Shadar scroll and some fairy mead. The scroll is mundane, but may have some value to a collector of Shadar antiquities. The rest of the night passes peacefully. Well, I'll take that. Oh, but yeah, I'll take the fairy mead as well. To the west, the great steppes stretch from horizon to horizon. Tough plains grass, marching as if forever across the flatlands. To the east, the gemstone hills mark the end of the steppes. You're not far enough north for the cold to be a serious problem, but you still need to hunt some for food. Alright. You find a wild hare to eat. Let's move on. Marshland? No. We're trying to get, like, all the way over here somewhere, aren't we? And that's blatantly a pyramid. Where? Oh, where? Up there. Got it. Oh no, okay, just fine there. Let's live dangerously then. And head to the northern plains. You're crossing the windswept northern steppes. It is bitterly cold, and we don't have a wolf's pelt. Another day dawns on the freezing steppes. The lack of any fur, such as a wolf pelt to keep you warm, makes your limbs skin numb. Oh, I see. Hard and pale from the cold. Okay. Let's play it carefully here and not be a wally and go back. That's good. Find a wild hare to eat. That's also good. We'll go to the gemstone hills and make a magic roll. Which we fail. That's okay. We'll go to Beladai's camp. They won't have what I'm seeking there. To the Citadel of Velas Corin. I'm an officer! Stand aside! How dare you question my authority and integrity? We'll go south in Saqqara for your insolence. And look for some wolves. In fact, I'm going to look right here. And as if by magic, here they come. I'm gonna go to here. Here they come, these four-legged foes. I'm ready for them. Oh, just 1 point left. Right. Whoa. Gotcha. Well then. I'll be having both of those. And I'll be going down, down, down to Karambaru. Once here, I will sell one of these wolf pelts, probably a bad idea. And then I will decide it's a good point to end the episode. Yeah, I'm going to stop this one here. I hope you've all enjoyed this bizarre foray into the Fabled Lands, and I do look forward to seeing you all in the next one. But I'm going to say goodbye for now though, and cheerio everyone!